jump online and see where I am. I'm very excited. I am at the Avebury Stone Circle. And you can absolutely feel the energy here of the stones. And I'm going to walk around and take you with me as much as I can. Hopefully I get a good signal. I wanted to record this so we can tune into the energy of the stones later on. Thanks for jumping on live. I'm going to show you guys the stone circle. I am live from Avebury. So I'll do a little pan over this way so you can see what Avebury looks like. Hi, Marianne. Thanks for jumping online. We're going to tune into the stones together. This is the day I've been waiting for. Coming to Avebury to do this. So here's a peek down the road, what it looks like. I guess you can't really see down that way. And right there is the famous shop called the Henge. And it is a really cute little esoteric shop out in Avebury. It's really old, but these stones are a lot older. So I am standing in the southwest corner of the Avebury Stone Circle. And as I get close to the rock, it actually makes me dizzy. Can I tune into what the henge was used for? Yes, I can. It all has to do with energy and ley lines. So the Avebury Stonehenge is actually the only stone circle that all of the ley lines in all of England go through. And so it all has to do with ley lines and working with the energy grids of the earth. And I think that there is definitely an energetic correlation between the Avebury Stonehenge and Egypt, because earlier when I was meditating and had my hands on the rocks, I saw the scarab beetle or the Kefir beetle, and I saw Egypt, and I saw the pyramids, and then I saw golden hieroglyphs that Spirit was showing me that it's time. Oh gosh, I saw so much when I put my hands on the stones. I think that there is a lot of ancient wisdom that is going to be coming to the surface of humanity, especially over the next few years. I think that there are definitely different dimensions of our reality, and we're operating in different dimensions constantly without even realizing it. Did you ever stop to think that when you zone out, where do you go? Where do you go in that moment in time? Same thing with when we're sleeping. Where are we really? Are we in another dimension? Because when we're dreaming, it feels really real. So anyways, I think that Stonehenge was used for working with the ley lines of Mother Earth, and it energetically on a global scale, like I said, I think that the pyramids align with this energetically, and also holds an energetic signature when it's working in tandem, right? It's kind of like the power of prayer is stronger the more people that do it. So I think that when ley lines meet up with other monuments and each monument has a resonance, I can feel a hum when I'm putting my hand on the stone. It makes my body actually really tingly. Like there's a hum inside of my body. And I have to say, so we have been staying in the Gravedigger's Cottage, which is just, let me see if I have enough. I'll walk down there later if I still have you guys. I'm really scared to walk around. The reception out here is crappy. But ever since I got here, you almost feel drunk. The energy makes you feel like you kind of can't think straight. So it definitely, our bodies will react to it. And I can only imagine what it feels like for the people that live in this area, because it's quite intense, it's quite strong. You can definitely feel it. For anyone who lives in the US and Montana, the Montana Vortex House is another great place where a bunch of ley lines intersect to create this natural vortex that you can actually feel when you walk into it. And it makes you quite queasy and dizzy, and the energy is just insane. So these natural vortexes and ley lines are all around the world. Okay, so from what I'm aware, those type of stones so back, hundreds of years ago, when home builders were building homes, like this with stone, if they ran out of stone, they would just come to the field and chip away at the rock. And they did it so much that there's no stone left, or else fragments of the stone that used to be there. So that's what I was told today when I asked in the shop. Yeah, so there was obviously one there, one there. This one, you can see that it's just a fragment of what was there. So obviously the rest is in somebody else's house. Marianne Sedona is like that. It feels like a hum. Yes, it does. It totally, totally does. The best way I can describe is that it feels like an internal massage almost. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So that was another spot. I'm going to go to the big one, see if I can make it with the signal, and just so you guys can see how big they are, because they're really big. And the funniest thing is, over on the other side of the road, there's another portion of the stone circle, and there's sheep grazing in the field as people are walking around the stone circles. This is the greatest little town ever. The energy, though, is, it's very intense. And the people are very kind here. The little community store and the little bookstore is actually run by volunteers. And they all put in time and volunteer in order to keep the little village going. So I thought that was pretty nice, hearing that. So it's got really good energy here. So this one, there's Catherine way down there. You can see how big these stones are. Amanda, I am in Avebury, England right now. I'm at the Avebury Stone Circles in England. I'm about 20 minutes away from Stonehenge. And so Avebury is actually a bigger stone circle, more intense. And like I was saying earlier, it has every single ley line going through it. So I would definitely want to come to this one. And I have to say, standing in front of it right now, dead center with it, my heart is racing. I can feel it all moving through my chest. It's got very intense energy standing in front of this stone. And I can feel it all through my head. Yeah, it's really intense. But anyways, I don't know why Stonehenge is so much more commercialized than Avebury, because Avebury, you can still touch the stones. You can still sit on the stones that are, that have been chipped away at by home builders in the area that needed extra stone for their cottages. In Avebury, you can, yeah, you can feel it. So here's the thing. My friend Carol and my other friend Catherine, who are staying with me in the Grave Diggers Cottage. We're staying in the Grave Diggers Cottage at St. James Church, in the churchyard there. And this church was erected in 1098. And I'm telling you, this is a bucket list trip to experience all this different energy, and to sleep in a cottage that was created in the 1700s. It's mind blowing. So we get the churchyard all to ourselves tonight. And so we're going to be staying up tonight and seeing what we can get on camera, and coming back and sitting in this field later. So if I can get reception, and I do have a little clip light that I can stick to my phone. If I can get reception, I'll bring you with me and do a little live at night. I am 7 hours ahead of you guys. So yeah, it won't be late for you. it'll be early for you and late for me. So keep an eye out for the notifications if you do get one. If you are subscribed to my channel, keep an eye out for tonight, and I'll take you with me back here. And I've got my little alien laser beam that I'll be playing with tonight in the field and doing a meditation with the girls. See what happens. So this is another ginormous stone at the Avebury Stone Circle, and you guys are live with me. So you're connecting with me through time, and we all know there is no such thing as time. So feel the energy of this, because it's definitely radiating through my body. Kylie Ann, the Aboriginal touch special rocks within the mother and send prayer out, and it travels down the ley lines out to help the world. Yes, 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 yes. And that's another thing that I'm going to be doing tonight, is sending healing out through the ley lines and sending it out throughout the world. So thanks for reminding me to mention that, because that is on the to-do list, on the bucket list. Marianne says, of course there's a church there to dilute the energies so brains don't short circuit. Yes, I have to agree with you. And the irony of where I'm staying. So ironically, I'm staying at St. James Church, and it's really old. But you know what? The energy inside of it, I can see Roman soldiers marching through there and praying after a battle. I can see pilgrims, because it's been a place of pilgrimage for centuries. And I wish to God I could take you guys live inside of there, but there's absolutely no reception. It's one big stone building. But yeah, the churches that are erected here are definitely sitting on portals because you can feel it coming up through the ground when you walk into that church. And I was actually at Westminster Abbey a couple of days ago, and I have to say that that place had the most horrible energy in there. It felt like a portal to hell or something, to be honest with you. It's just one big indoor stone graveyard, opulence, when their people were suffering. You know, they're spending all this money in their post-mortem, and I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, you got to take care of your people if you want them to take care of you, you know. So, but the energy, it's interesting because it's supposed to be a place of worship. It's where I believe William and Kate were married. And I'm thinking, ooh, why would you want to get married amongst a whole pile of dead kings and queens? Like, I don't know, that's kind of morbid, if you ask me. But to each their own, I guess. So this, I'll leave politics aside, but the vibration of what they've created is pretty nasty. Opulence and grandeur and cruelty and nastiness, you know. And I have to say, it's a much different energy in the people, even in England, than in Ireland. Ireland, everybody said hello and greeted each other with a smile and were just so heartwarming. It was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. And in England, that energy, it's interesting how you can just get on a flight for an hour and it's a whole different energy again. You know, and I think that there's a lot more somberness in England because, I mean, look at the energy, look at the history. And, you know, I went to Hampton Court day before yesterday, Hampton Court Palace, where the home of Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn, the man who chopped two of his wife's heads off because they ticked him off, didn't give him an heir. Like, what a dick. But how mean, you know, and he apparently had a thing for cutting people's heads off. And I'm just thinking, how can a country be happy with that kind of energy ruling the roost? You know, you reap what you sow. And you just see that somberness centuries later in the people that I've met here. And I'm sure not everyone is like that, but from the people that I've seen, I haven't seen smiling people here. And I've purposely gone out of my way to say hello to people just to get a reaction, just to see. And faces light up when we take a moment to say hello and acknowledge another person. It might be, you know, the only kind thing that happens in their day. So just a reminder to be kind. We need to spread that stuff real thick right now. We do. So yeah, Marianne, Henry VIII, his energy, it's still seeping in the ground out here. It's still hanging out. And, that's what I was going to say. When I went to Hampton Court Palace the other day and was reading the history of the kings, I noticed, oh my God, history repeated itself over and over and over. And I'm like, oh my God, this family needs to get with the flippin' program, you know? So anyways, okay, I'm going to give you one more look. And give you some live Avebury Stonehenge energy. It's pretty cool that I'm still getting reception, actually. And I have to say, each stone feels different. It's like each one is singing at a different note, and all of them become a choir. That is the best way that I would describe these stones. Because some of them have a prickly feel to them, and some of them have a very soft energy, and others have a magnetic energy. Speaking of working with the energies in the ley lines, I can feel the veins of water flowing underneath this land. And when I close my eyes, it feels, or it looks like gold moving all through the veins is what I see. And I think that when Mother Earth shifts, so do we. Because that's exactly what we are connected to. That's what we're walking on every day. So of course we're going to shift with it. The evolution of our world, it's happening before our very eyes. Think of how much has shifted in the last 3 years even. It's like warp speed we're learning at right now. And if you think about time, think about your days. How fast have your days been going by? Because the other thing that I saw was almost like sliding doors or sliding dimensions. And that's why I say, watch how often you're zoning out and where you're going when you're zoning out. And stay focused right now. That's the other message that I keep hearing. What do we want to manifest? Stay focused on that and only that, right? Do not be feeding in to anything that you don't want to see manifest, because if there's no such thing as time, we can manifest outside of time. And we can manifest a lot quicker than we've ever done before. This one felt real fuzzy and started itching my. There's usually one big, almost like a father stone, that radiates the strongest, that will really make your heart palpitate. And I'm pretty sure it was about 3 or 4 stones ago. So this is the inner circle of the Avebury Stone Henge. And there is 3 layers of stones, or 3 circles of stones. But we are in the inner circle. And one of the things that I noticed in one of the other circles was that when I stood in the center of the field, that's when I felt the most energy, was in the middle of the field. Marianne, did the broadcast glitch again? It's got some strong energy. Let me know if it goes out again, because on my end it seems to be working, but I can't tell. And thanks for coming along on this journey with me, you guys. This has been an amazing, amazing trip. It's good now? Okay, thanks, Marianne. It's just when I touch the stones. Isn't that interesting, hey? And you could feel it, like I'm talking, my head feels fuzzy, I feel drunk, and I really hope that I'm making sense with what I'm saying right now, because I feel like a complete airhead. Like, you feel out of it. And the craziest thing is, I've noticed the issue with time. You know, I think an hour has passed and only 10 minutes has passed, or 20 minutes. And then this afternoon, I thought it was 2 o'clock and it was 4. And yeah, it's like you're living in a different dimension out here in Avebury. So the road goes there, and that's just a monument of another megalith. So I'm going to walk back now and take you guys with me. And like I said, hopefully tonight. And oh, by the way, the church bell rings all night. It dongs. And like I said, we're staying in the gravedigger's cottage right next to the church. And yeah, it dings really loud all night. But I have to say, it only woke me up a couple times, but I pretty much slept like a baby in that place. The cottage is very haunted. Every time I turn the corner, I feel like someone's walking through me, and getting messages, which it's layers. You know, when you have a place that's hundreds of years old, think of how many people have lived and died in there, you know, who went through the plague and who went through war and feast and famine and went through all of it, right? Lived and died. And then when I open the gate and I'm in the graveyard, in an ancient graveyard that's over 1,500 years old. It's, yeah, you can feel the energy of it. But I have to say, you can also feel the power of prayer and the power of my own prayer. So no matter how haunted a place is, I know how to raise my light, connect with my highest level of guidance and protection, and surround myself with that. Breathe it into every cell of my body, and boom, I'm out like a light. So when you ask for the armor of God, it's given to you. And that's what I do. And then I sleep like a baby. So try it if you ever, you know, are in a place where you're kind of spooked out, freaked out, or, you know, is haunted. Try asking for the armor of God. Call upon the warrior angels to guard, guide, and protect you, and to seal you off in a bubble of radiant protection. And I say that because I never thought I'd talk like that publicly, you know, without people thinking you're crazy, but the world needs to hear it. And I know that message, you know, if it helps one person, then that's why I needed to say it. So, but it is time, I definitely think. But not just because of the way the world is going, but because dimensionally we are shifting. And I think we're shifting into uncharted territory, that the world is going blindly, or a lot of the world is going blindly into. So anyways, I will be out saying prayers in the field of Avebury tonight. And since I was able to walk the circle and get decent reception, I will see you guys in a few hours. So take care. Thank